What's up, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to quickly learn any key by following 5 easy steps. All right, step number 1, learn the scale. So for example, you know that's a major scale. Regardless of what key you're in, it is going to sound that way. So let's say if I want to learn the key of F sharp. Well, I understand that I need to have something that sounds similar to. Regardless of what fingering you're going to use for that key, it needs to sound similar to that. So every single major scale is built up the same way. You take whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half. So every single one is whole, half, whole, half. So let's go to the key of F sharp. So if I go from here, I want to go up a whole step. I want to skip G natural, then go to G sharp. So F sharp, G sharp. Now let's go up another whole step. So from G sharp to A sharp or B flat, whichever one you want to call it. Then from here, it's going to be a half step. So that's going to be the note right next to it, which is B. Now I go up another whole step. So skip C, go up another whole step, skip D, go up another whole step, and then your last step is going to be a half step. So F sharp major scale is going to be whole, half, whole, half. All right, let's go to another key. Let's say we wanted to play in, I don't know, E. Let's go to E. So same pattern, whole step, whole half step, which should be A. Now let's do another whole step, half step. All right. Now let's go to the key of B. Let's just play with that one. Play B. All right, what's next? There you go. What's next? And the next note should be. There you go. What's next? Don't forget it's another whole step. Another whole step. And your last step is a half step. There you go. All right. So now on to step number 2. Practice that scale with a metronome. Now, regardless of how long you've been playing, the metronome is your best friend. You never want to become a musician that never practices without a click track or a metronome. So if you don't have a metronome, you can go to your app store. A lot of music software has it built in already. So there's so many free metronomes around, it's ridiculous. But get out your metronome and just go to a nice, easy tempo for you. Right now, I'm at 80. So let's go back to what we learned, F sharp. So let's go to F sharp and play that scale. Now let's just start off with one hand. And again, I'm not focusing really on fingering just yet. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what notes are in that key. So I'm only practicing with my right hand for right now. And notice I'm taking 2 beats for every single note. All right. If you want to start off slower and take 4 beats, that's fine. We can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then so on. All right. So just do what works for you. And then once you're really comfortable at a nice slow tempo, try to get it to quarter notes and see how you do there. So I'm still at 80. Let's try quarter notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that felt pretty good. Now, once you feel really good in your right hand, go through the same process with your left hand. So start out with whole notes if you need to. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then you can do half notes. And then try your left hand using quarter notes. 1, 2, ready, go, quarter, 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 quarter. All right, so now once you feel pretty good walking up that way, try to walk down with your right hand and then walk down with your left hand. All right, so now we're to the point we can do it with quarter notes. I'm gonna walk up and down. 2, ready, go. All right, try my left hand. All right, that felt pretty good. Now, once you feel really good doing it independently, try to place your hands together. Okay, so I'm going to try to put my right hand and my left hand together at the same time. Now, if quarter notes is too fast, let's say you get bobbled up and you saying, and you can't really put it together, take your time and just do your whole notes. Okay, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. And once you feel really good walking up and down together, then try to go a little bit faster. You can take your metronome and maybe go to 90 BPM or 100, and then just piece it all together that way. Okay. Now, step number 3 is to take it a step further with the scale and really understand the number system within that scale. So if you notice, as I was going through F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I said 8, those are the numbers that are referring to the different scale degrees for that scale. So every single major scale has essentially 8 notes. It has the root, and then your root is kind of doubled up on top as well. So sometimes we'll say 8, but we'll also say 1. So you have your root, which is 1, your second note, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. All right. Now let's go back to the key of C so we can really understand what's happening with the number system. Now, regardless of what key you're in, your 1, your 4, and your 5, they are always major. So the first, the fourth, and the fifth are always major regardless of what key you're in. So for the key of C, and you just saw that I played it, my 1 is C. So C should be a major scale. I mean, a major chord. C, E, G. Now, if you don't really understand how your major and minor and your diminished and augmented chords are built, it's really simple. Major, you go up from your root, you go up whole step, and then from your third to your fifth, you go up 1 step and a half. So there's 2 whole steps here, a step and a half here. Every major chord has that. So step and a half, 2 whole steps, step and a half. So when I say 4, 1, 2, and then go up a step and a half. Same thing for my fifth, which is G, so G major. All right, so a major is just 2 whole steps, step and a half. Now for minor, you simply take your third of your major and drop it down a half step. And that's it. So instead of doing a step and a half, instead of doing 2 whole steps, you're doing a step and a half and then 2 whole steps. All right, so for your major, you're doing 2 whole steps and then a step and a half. But for your minor, you're doing a step and a half and then 2 whole steps. All right. And then for diminished, all you're doing is taking your major chord and you're dropping your third down and your fifth. All right, so in this case, that's C diminished. All right, and regardless of what key you're in, that's how you build those chords. So major, minor, diminished. Now, an augmented chord simply takes your major chord, and you raise the fifth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to take this G and simply raise it a half step. So that's your C augmented chord. Okay? So that's it. Major, minor, diminished, augmented. There you go. So again, going back to the number system, you want to understand the number system for that scale. So again, 1, 4, and 5 are always major. 2, 3, and 6 are always minor, and then your seventh is diminished. So if I look at the key of C, my 1 is C, so I'm going to play a C major. My 4, 2, 3, 4 is major, so F major. And then my 5 is G, so play G major. Now let's look at my 2, 3, and 6. The 2 is going to be D, so let's do D minor. And remember, your minor, you simply take that major chord and drop the third down a half step. So that's minor. 3 is minor. And then 6 is minor. So you have 1, 4, 5, they're major. 2, 3, 6 are minor. And then your 7 is diminished. So my 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now diminished takes your major chord and drops the third and the fifth. So 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6, and here's your 7. All right, now that takes us to step number 4. If you're in a key that's unfamiliar, take your time and build the chords from the bottom up. So like we said before, your major, let's go to another key. Let's go to D major. All right, so I went through my scale. I understand that F sharp and C sharp are in there. Now I want to build these chords from the bottom up. Your major chords go from the root 2 steps up, a step and a half. That's a major chord. If you're trying to build that minor, for example, E minor, remember you go up a step and a half. So here's 1 step, there's a half step. Now from here, go up 2 whole steps. Whole, whole, and then don't forget your diminish, and your 7th will be your diminish for D. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For your diminish, just imagine that you're playing a major chord, and you drop down your 3rd and your 5th. Okay? So really take the time to build those chords from the bottom up. There are only 3 situations: major, minor, and diminish. Now, the more advanced you are, of course, you have augmented and you add in your extensions, you have your 9ths, your 13s, but just the foundation of learning any key, build it from the bottom up. Now, step number 5, once you understand how to play the scale, understand your number system within that scale, you can practice these patterns to really help you move around within that scale. So you can say 1, 5, 6, 4. And it's always going to sound like that, regardless of what key you're in. So I played it in C because that's the easiest one to see for most people. But let's go to the key of A. 1, 5, 6, 4. Notice it sounded the same way as this. Let's go to the key of B flat. All right. So just practice that pattern over and over. That's the most common chordal structure in a lot of music. 1, 5, 6, 4. But I also have some other ones. So let's just stay in the key of C so you can see it. 1, 5, 6, 4. Now let's do 2, 4, 6, 5. 2, 4, 6, 5. Now let's do 7, 3, 6, 5. 7 is diminished. 3 minor. 6 is minor. 5 is major. And then let's close it out with our 4, 5, 1 cadence. 4, 5, 1. And you can put it in root. You can, if you're pretty good with inversions, then you can use some inversions. But for the sake of learning that key, just play in the root position. All right. So practice this along with me in the key of C, and then let's go through every key, and we'll just go through those patterns. So I'm gonna get my metronome going, and let's do whole notes since we're just learning. All right. So we'll start with C. And we'll say 1, 5, 6, 4. We'll go through that entire pattern. And then we'll go to C sharp and then D. Okay? Just to kind of see how it would flow whenever we're practicing. So here it is. All right, well, there you have it, guys. I guarantee you, if you follow these 5 easy steps, you'll quickly learn how to play in any key in no time. All right, as always, be blessed. Hope you really enjoyed this video. Subscribe and share this. Until the next time, peace out.